Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and I appreciate you being here at the channel today. And for those of you that have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And if you find the information that I provide beneficial, please hit that like button as well. Now, our topic for you today, it's simple ways to invest in your gym employees and reduce turnover. You know, one of the biggest challenges that I see over and over in talking with gym owners and operators is that constant turnover, that constant churn of personnel. And even to the point that, even some managers, this becomes maybe the biggest angst that they have is they're constantly having to bring in new people and train new people. And in some cases, I've had clubs even just kind of give up on it and just assume that's just the way it's going to be. And so what I want to talk about is some things that you can do to really invest in your team, invest in your staff, and to help instill that loyalty, help make them really good at what they do and keep them long term and create a good opportunity for them and for you. Now, number one on our list is you want to invest in professional development. In other words, you want to train your staff, okay? Train them how to do this properly. And training them isn't just one time. We show them how to do a price presentation. We show them how to do a tour. The way training should work, at minimum, once a week, doing a 1-hour training class. And then every day spending 5 or 10 or 15 minutes training something. It could be simply a role-playing session. But spend time, invest in professional development. We have a lot of clubs we work with. They will use this channel for that. We've got, 800 plus videos on this channel right now that are largely how-to videos, how to do this and how to handle this. Use this as a great way to educate your staff. Depending on budgets, look at folks like myself, consultants and seminars and events that you can attend. But invest in it, do it regular, do it consistent. Don't make it a one-shot thing and think that's going to do it. It has to be regular and consistent. Very much, I would compare it to working out in your gym. Number two, integrate all your new hires quickly. When you get someone hired, I like to have them ramped up and ready to go. When they first walk in, I like them, they need to know how to give the tour, how to give the price presentation, what's the second sale look like, the third sale, telephone inquiries, making follow-up calls, using your CRM, integrating with your software. I want them to know how to do all of this. I want them to integrate quickly. Here's what I have found to be true. Maybe you've seen this too, but if you hire a salesperson and they don't make a sale that first week, the odds of them hanging in there and making it become very slim. I want them to get a sale quick. Now, I don't want to spoon feed them. I want them to produce it, but I want them to get a sale quick, because if they don't, boy, that self-esteem and that self-confidence can drop. And all of a sudden you don't believe you can do it, and now you're on that churn roller coaster a little bit. So integrate your new hires quickly. Number three, set clear expectations for everybody. Everybody should know, what is the expectation? How many sales? What is my sales quota? What is my dues quota? What is my cash quota? How many calls am I expected to make a day? How many new leads am I expected to bring in a day? How many appointments should I have? Set very clear expectations of what it is, because again, what you don't want to cultivate is this kind of waiting for phone inquiries and waiting for walk-ins. That's not going to grow your business. That's simply handling something, and quite frankly, that's something your manager or perhaps yourself. But that's something your manager should be handling that. Others have to produce. They have to earn the right to be able to handle company-produced leads. Number four, start a buddy system. We see this in restaurants all the time, right? When someone, taking your order and, hey, this is so-and-so and they're going to be working with me today, they're brand new. Okay, they follow them around. It's a buddy system. So if you've got a new hire or even someone who's struggling, assign them to work with someone who does pretty well. Have them kind of shadow them, if you will, but have a buddy system where they work together. And in some cases, you can even move this around to personal trainers and front desk and other areas. But on the sales, if you've got someone who's struggling, assign them to kind of shadow or work with somebody else. Number five, build a mission statement that really gets your staff, that really gets your employees to buy in. And when I talk about your mission statement here, really what I'm referring to is, how do we make a difference? How do we make a difference in our community, with our customers, with our members, with folks that come in? How are we making a difference? Because the better job we can do of this, of really kind of selling that, how we make a difference, we complete that first sale that we talk about so often. Can I help my prospect get the results they're looking for? Is the best gym to get those results? Is now the best time? And we hope that answer is yes, but with a strong mission statement and really having out in front of how we make a difference, this can make a difference, okay, for what you're trying to do, with your staff. Number 6 on our list is prioritize work and personal life. Okay, prioritize that. Get a balance in there. Okay, it can be as simple as a flex schedule. It could be maybe once a week they can work at home. Okay, there can be several things in there, but have a balance of this work and personal life. Okay, too often, particularly with sales folks, I see some gyms, they'll work them 60 plus hours a week, and it's almost like their whole personal life starts to disappear, and they're all in on this. And, there's great if that's what they want to do. And, I've been there and I've done it and I've embraced that actually, but that's not going to be for everybody. And we want to create that balance in there so that this person can, hopefully stay with us for a long, long time. And I know when I had my clubs as an owner, one of the things that I did is I would have my manager, they would come in at 3 o'clock on a Wednesday and work till like 9. So they'd get the whole morning off on a Wednesday. They'd leave like at 3 o'clock on a Friday. But the big reason for that is I wanted them to have a personal life. Okay, I wanted them to be able to do other things and not just do what I'm looking to accomplish. Okay. Plus, what it allowed me to do as well, it allowed me to develop other people, because now when they were off, I could develop that assistant manager. I could develop, that weekend manager. Number 7, host, some team building activities. Have team building activities, okay? Maybe you have a company softball game in the spring. Maybe everyone goes to a movie. Maybe you have a scavenger hunt, okay? But look for different things that you can do together that promote team building activities, that really promote that team, promote that trust, and promote working together. And these can be simple things to do, and assign someone to oversee this for you. You as an owner or even manager don't have to necessarily do that, but you can make sure that is being coordinated, okay? Number 8. Have a compensation program that's better than any. Okay. Now, here's what I think is the best way to do this. Have a compensation program that's based on performance, because we're not looking to have underperforming people. Even if it's a front desk person, it's based on performance. Maybe they're getting additional bonuses on guest passes returned, as an example. Maybe they get spiffs on gift certificates sold. Those can be very simple and very impactful things that they can do. And your sales staff, it's based on performance, and it should always be, okay, but it's a graduated scale, for depending on your volume that you're doing and where you're at. But first 10 sales, first 25 sales, it's a smaller amount, then it gets bigger and really incentivizes them to go up. But same thing with Group X and anybody else. Everything is based on performance. And if they perform, they can earn, and they can earn well. All right. If they don't, in reality, this probably is not going to be for them in the long term. And, we'll churn those folks out and, bring in folks that will. And hopefully you get that staff in there that stays together for a long time. But, offer a compensation program that's more than competitive, but make sure it's based on performance. Number 9, offer perks and benefits. Consider this one. Offer perks and benefits that matter most, to your team. And, what matters most? If your gym has a child care, maybe they can get complimentary child care service. Maybe you've worked a program out with a local car wash where they can get their car wash done for free. Maybe you've worked out something where the dry cleaners will pick up their clothes at the gym and bring them back over. So, car washes and dry cleaners and child cares. These are all things that busy people need. And you can work, situations with this that can be win-win for everybody, for the employee, for you, and for the company that you're working with. So consider perks and benefits that really matter to them. And those are some big ones right there for you. Number 10, and some of you guys might chuckle at this one, but boy, this one is a truism for sure from what I see, is you want to foster a very healthy workforce environment. And here's what I mean. Give your staff the opportunity to work out. You would think, we're in the fitness business and everyone's doing it, but everyone's not. Okay, and give them time. Make this part of the schedule. Here's your workout time. It can be 30 minutes, twice a week. And it doesn't mean they're not doing things on their own, but, foster this healthy work environment. Not only is it beneficial because everything we tell the customer is true, about the benefits of exercise, but the other thing that happens too, as our staff starts to use the facility and use the equipment, they begin to understand it, and they can put themselves in the shoes of the prospect, and that prospect comes in to work out or wants to try something out. I suggest that our staff take every class that you have, use every piece of equipment. I think it's part of really understanding, the product and knowing what we have. But you want to foster this healthy workforce environment. People don't have to be in the greatest shape, but they should be active, right? This is what we sell, all right? And so maybe schedule that in. Think about doing that. Number 11, create weekly recognition events and monthly achievement awards. So you want recognition events and achievement awards. Have a contest, okay? But at the end of every month, okay, recognize who's number one in sales, who's number one in dues, who's number one in cash, who's number one in referrals. Depending on how big you are and what you have, best attitude, best rookie, best producer at the front desk, okay? And just make sure it's true, make sure it's real, but make sure you have these recognition events. People will really respond. And I can tell you, we used to do, I would call them like a month-end all-city meeting. And so all of my clubs, we would all meet at the club that had the best month. And we'd meet there that night, usually around 10:30 or so. We'd meet there, and we'd have again what I called an all-city meeting, and we'd give out awards. It was my meeting. I gave out awards. It was very positive, very upbeat. And one of the things that we started to do is we had microphones and red carpet and balloons, and we were celebrating, all the great things that were happening. But I would hand that award to whoever was receiving it, and then they'd get their microphone, and it was their chance now to talk. And it was just like, kind of like the Academy Awards, they start thanking everybody, that helped them along their way. They might have thanked me for helping to train them or, their parents or whomever. But boy, it really set a tone, the next day. And, we really saw our sales really take a leap when we started handling things in that manner. So have recognition events. Send out a weekly, sales standings. Again, I know for me, when I would see those sales standings in those early days, I didn't like it when I was dead last. And then later on, I really liked it, and it pushed me, when I was up there at the top. So these things will make a difference. Don't underestimate, the importance of that. Number 12, celebrate the work anniversary of your staff. Celebrate the work anniversary. I talk about this a lot with our members, is that we want to, because we're trying to create that, that loyalty, we want to get. We want a unique, special experience, for our members. So we celebrate their membership anniversary dates. We want that same unique experience for our staff. This is part of our differentiation, and no one else is doing this, right? This can really set you apart, with everybody else. So celebrate their work anniversary. Show appreciation. Show appreciation. You have a nice gift for them, okay? They've been there for a year. That's a great thing, because of all the things that we can train, and we can train an awful lot, the one thing we can't train is time in the saddle. We can't train that experience. And so they're in there, working and having this kind of success. This is very good for you, okay? Number 13, allow your successful staff, your talented staff, allow them to move laterally within the gym. In other words, you can move them laterally if they want, or you can promote them. One of the things that I see is a little bit typical sometimes is we have a tendency to hire from outside the gym, and your next great salesperson might be teaching Group X right now. They might be in childcare. They might be a trainer. Who knows? Okay, and then a host of other things, but look within your staff first. Allow this talented staff, allow this talented group and successful group to advance and move within your gym. Number 14, create a feedback culture. Okay. I mean, what's it called? An open door policy? You want to give all of your staff, they need to feel comfortable enough, they need to trust us enough that they can come to us with just about anything, if not anything, right? You want a feedback culture. We want to hear what they have to say, what they think. It doesn't mean you're giving up control. It doesn't mean you're not in charge. It doesn't mean it's not your game plan. But we want to hear what they think. What's your opinion? What do you think? If you would have done it differently, how would you have done it differently? If you had a chance to do that over again, what would you have done? But you want to get this feedback culture, from your staff. Number 15, this one is huge, okay? And some cases it's hard to do for some folks, but we want to deal with toxic employees as soon as possible. And attitude. I mean, to me, for the most part, bad attitude is that one fireable offense. Okay, that's the one thing that'll get you. Doesn't matter how talented you are, all these things. If you've got a bad attitude, if you're a toxic employee, you need to go. Okay, and you need to deal with this as soon as possible because this really, you get that bad attitude. It's virus-like and it'll kill you. Okay, so don't let it creep into your gym. I can think of training classes and on-site trainings that I've done, and I've completed it, and owners come to me and they say, hey, Jim, what's your feedback? What do you think? What should we do next? And kind of in short here, well, those two that were sitting over there, they need to be fired. They've got bad attitudes. They're undermining everything you're trying to do. Okay, because if you allow those kind of folks to stay, essentially you're telling everybody else that kind of behavior is going to be allowed. Okay, number 16 on our list, do an exit interview. Everyone who leaves, take the time to do an exit interview. Take the time to understand. And this is not a whole lot different than doing kind of a needs analysis when a customer comes in. When that customer comes in, we want to probe. Okay, what brought you in? What are your goals? Why are they important? What have you done in the past? Okay, we probe because the more we probe, the more we understand, the better job we can do for them. On an exit interview with your staff, do that exit interview, but understand, hey, why are they leaving? What do they like best? What do they like least? What would they change about it? How do they feel about compensation? Was it a fun place to work? Understand these things because the better job we can do of creating that unique environment, boy, if you have the best people, it's like your favorite sports team. Boy, if they're all #1 draft picks, you're probably going to do pretty well. Okay, and the other thing on exit interviews on this is when you're really digging deep on this, really understand. Try to find why they're leaving because one of the things that we found to be true is that good people. The #1 reason that good people leave is their relationship with their immediate boss, their immediate supervisor. It's the #1 reason. And maybe we can uncover some things that maybe we're causing. Okay, maybe that superstar sales manager may not be the superstar you think if they are kind of running other people off. So do the exit interview, use it to learn. And then finally, through all of this, what we're looking to do is we want to eliminate turnover with highly productive people, and we want to do it by instilling loyalty. And that's the purpose of all of this, because loyalty is the key thing. It's loyalty. If your members are loyal, they're going to stay with you through thick and thin. If your staff is loyal, they're going to stay with you as well. And again, it's all based on performance. Okay, we have to hit certain numbers, but try these things. Take a look at these and say, hey, which ones are we doing right now? Which ones are we doing well? Which ones are we not doing so well? Make this part of that to-do list of what you do on a regular basis to really create that environment that allows a motivated person to act. So, folks, I hope you found this information beneficial today. If you did, please hit that like button. Again, my name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting, and we hope to see you all in that next video.